What if you could actually avoid some of the pitfalls that make RV life more stressful? Well, in this video, we're gonna talk about some of the common mistakes that almost every RVer has made at some point, so you're definitely gonna wanna stay tuned. So if you're new to the channel here, my name is Charity. Myself, my husband Ben, our kids, our dog, our 2 cats, we've been traveling the US for 5 years now in our RV, and we have learned a ton along the way. So the purpose of this channel is to share with you in the RV community and those that just like RV content, all about travel, places to see, some things to avoid, really good food to eat. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you'll be notified every time a new video releases.
I got the surfboard, honey.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. This thing is huge. All right, right here.
This, that's where I have to draw the line.
Why?
So common mistake number 1 is actually overpacking your RV. It's really easy to just kind of go gangbusters and want to bring everything with you, especially if you are embarking on a full-time journey where you need to bring a lot of stuff. But just remember, weight can be a huge issue, especially as it affects safety and performance of your RV. And actually, less is more when you're living the RV lifestyle. Do yourself a favor, learn how to downsize and don't overload or overpack the RV. I'll actually have a link in the description below for a packing list that we use when we embark on RV trips, just to make sure that we have the necessities, but we're not overloading it. All right, we're ready to go. Slides are in, jacks are up. We are ready to depart. Did you go through our pre-departure checklist?
Yep, I actually just checked the blinker fluid, checked it off the list, and I topped it off. Checked the muffler bearings. I just packed those, so we're ready to go with them. And then also the flux capacitor.
The flux capacitor. Flux capacitor.
Just check that off the list.
But did you remember to check that loose nut behind the steering wheel and the driver's seat?
Loose nut behind the steering wheel and the driver's seat. Hey.
So the second common mistake a lot of RVers make, especially newer RVers, is not doing some sort of pre-trip inspection list. This is vital. You want to make sure things like your tire pressures are where that they need to be. If you have a drivable RV, checking things like fluids. Also doing a visual inspection and make sure that you don't see anything that is obviously broken, like maybe a leaf spring or some other issue like that. And if you have an RV that is towable. Overall, you want to have a checklist that you use, you go through, you do a pre-inspection before that you even pull out of the driveway or the campsite.
Oh, man, I don't think the RV's level. I keep rolling over. It's just, like, this is getting ridiculous. Oh.
So the next common mistake a lot of RVers make, especially newer RVers, is failing to actually get the RV level. Not only can this just impede the overall comfort of being in the RV for the length of time that you're at the campsite, but this can also cause different things to malfunction. So things like your RV refrigerator does need to be level to be able to operate properly. So do yourself a favor, grab a Level Mate Pro. We'll have a link for the one we use in the description, or some type of tool that you can make sure your RV is level when you get to that campsite. What is that smell? What is that smell? What is that smell? Oh, that's the smell. So the next common mistake that a lot of RVers make is not maintaining your waste tanks properly. Yes, there are actually some tricks of the trade to maintaining waste tanks properly. So you want to make sure that with your black tank, you do actually use that black tank flush very, very often. And with your gray tank, you want to make sure that you actually avoid putting things like grease or oil or things like that when you wash dishes into the sink. Try to capture that with either paper towels or in a separate container that can be disposed of versus putting it into the waste tanks. One product that we have started to use that helps not only with tank smells, but also with tank sensors reading properly and just overall maintenance of the waste tanks are the products from our friends over at Unique Camping and Marine. They have got a whole line of products from tank maintenance to enzymes to help break down waste to sensor cleaners, whole family of products that we love and we use. And I'll have a link in the description below for all of those so you can check those out, plus a discount just for our viewers. Feels like we're going a little fast here. Maybe you should slow down.
Too fast.
So the next common mistake that a lot of people make, especially newer RVers, is actually driving the RV too fast or towing the RV too fast. We've been on the road for 5 years, and I can tell you every single time that we're out on an extended basis, we see RVs that are actually flipped over. Now, this can also happen when there's windy conditions, but a lot of the time speed is a major factor, and also not having the RV loaded properly for weight distribution. So you really want to remember these things, they're big, they're heavy. You have to remember different things when you are driving or towing an RV than when you're just driving your car down the highway using extra caution. And ultimately, if you just slow down a little bit, you can operate your RV or tow your RV a lot safer. Oh, what is that?
Oh man.
12 feet, are we gonna fit?
I've got a label here that says 12
It says
foot
12
5 inches.
Quick! Oh, barely.
I am so
Just barely,
glad
man.
that we ducked.
If we hadn't ducked, we would not have fit.
Yeah, it could have been bad.
Now, the next common mistake a ton of RVers make is failing to plan the route properly. Now, there are a lot of tools that you can use for this, apps, GPSs. We prefer the Garmin RV specific GPS that we use when we plan our route, but failing to plan your route could put you in a precarious situation with things like bridges that have low clearance, with bridges that have weight restrictions, or worst case scenario, you end up in a situation where you're on a road that is not RV friendly and you cannot negotiate that hairpin turn, or you find yourself in a situation where you simply cannot even back up the RV. You don't want to put yourself in that situation. So a little bit of advanced planning and using some tools or apps can go a long way in making your RV trip less stressful.
So yeah, this is not a view that anybody wants to see.
The number 7 common mistake a lot of RVers make, especially newer RVers, is not understanding or knowing how to handle if a breakdown occurs. We have seen and read multiple stories and comments over the years of people that experienced a breakdown and it really turned into a major ordeal. Now, we've actually broken down 3 different times that have required a tow and a few tips on how to handle those types of situations. Number 1, make sure that you've got the proper roadside assistance. Do not count that your insurance is going to cover it 100%. We found that out the hard way and then secured a different roadside plan to cover the cost of a tow 100%. If we ever needed to be towed. The other thing to think about is if you have a drivable RV, look for a service center that works on heavy duty trucks or semis. And if you have a towable RV, look for a trailer shop. So think about shops that work on enclosed trailers, on trailers that people that tow lawnmower equipment on. A lot of those trailer chassis are set up similar, and you can sometimes get better service, faster service, and less expensive service from a trailer shop should you experiencing something mechanical with your towable RV. Our dog, our cat, we've been traveling cats. Let's start over. Oh my gosh, that's a big branch.
I know.
So I'm gonna put a video up here on how you can avoid some other mistakes when it comes to purchasing accessories and making sure you don't purchase the wrong accessories for your RV. I know you're gonna find this super helpful. If we don't see you out on the road or around the campground, we'll see you in the next video.